you've ever worked the night shift, you already know how strange things can get after midnight. The world gets quieter, buildings feel emptier, and sometimes things happen that you can't quite explain. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 true night shift stories from people who experienced something they still can't make sense of. I worked security at an office building in Phoenix. The building had 12 floors, but the 12th floor had been closed for renovations for almost a year. The elevators wouldn't even stop there without a special key card. Every night around 2 a.m., I would do a patrol of the lower floors. It was the same routine every shift. One night, while sitting at the security desk, I noticed something strange on the monitor wall. The camera for the 12th floor hallway was on. At first, that didn't sound unusual, except that the camera only activated if the motion sensors detected movement, which shouldn't have been possible. The entire floor was locked. I stared at the screen, trying to convince myself the sensor had malfunctioned. But then I saw it. At the end of the hallway, something moved past the camera. It looked like a person walking slowly across the corridor. I immediately called my supervisor and told him someone might have broken into the construction area. He told me to go check, so I took the elevator up. The doors opened to complete darkness. The lights on that floor were turned off while construction was paused. I stepped out with my flashlight and walked down the hallway. Nothing. No workers. No tools out of place. No sound. But when I got back downstairs and checked the monitor again, the camera still showed movement. Only now, the figure was standing directly in front of the camera. It looked like it was staring straight into it. I drove for a rideshare service during the pandemic, mostly working late nights. One night, around 3:30 a.m., I picked up a passenger outside a hospital. The man got in the back seat, but didn't say anything. He looked pale and exhausted, so I assumed he'd just had a rough night. The ride was about 15 minutes, and the whole time he just stared out the window. About halfway there, I tried making small talk. Nothing, not even a response. When we arrived at the destination, I pulled over and turned around to tell him we were there. The back seat was empty. At first, I thought he'd gotten out without me noticing, but the doors never opened. The ride was still active in the app. I ended the trip and drove home, assuming it had been some weird glitch. The next morning, I opened the app again. The trip receipt was still there. Pickup location, St. Mary's Hospital. Drop-off location, Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. My uncle worked as a long-haul truck driver for almost 30 years. He told me this story once, and I could tell it genuinely bothered him. He was driving through Nevada late at night, somewhere in the middle of the desert. There weren't any other cars for miles. Around 2 a.m., his CB radio suddenly crackled to life. A woman's voice came through the speaker. She sounded calm, but urgent. She said, "Don't stop the truck." My uncle grabbed the radio and asked who was talking. No answer. A few seconds later, the voice came back. "Don't stop the truck." At that exact moment, he noticed something ahead on the road. A person standing in the middle of the highway, completely still. My uncle swerved around them and kept driving. When he looked in his side mirror, the road behind him was empty. If you enjoyed tonight's stories, make sure to subscribe for more disturbing encounters and unexplained experiences. And if you've ever had something strange happen to you while working the night shift, you might not be the only one.